in the vents, and I mean, the terrorists are going to run into the crossfire. Look at that shooting gallery. Malta with 3 kills. Oh, what? Oh, God. Oh!
Jump into the back and they found a couple that killed off one into the Oracle dead, and now they found tools as well. There's no ice blast, but look at Sven cleaving through 1 and 2.
So it's faded out.
Oh no, Sven, no!
He jumped on the replicant and BKB and the storm!
Signify. With an astonishing victory, we have seen Signify actually clutch the game from Boriza. That was pretty straightforward though. What do you think of the last game, Old Bear? Are you there with me?
So, last game, we did not expect Team Signify to actually win in a way that was as convincing as it was. I did not think that Team Boriza or Team Signify had an edge over the other, but then I did not expect Team Signify to win with such a convincing lead. I guess the Omni Knight is working out really well for them. The Weaver plus the Slardar combination, the minus armor, is it really made short work of the heroes that Team Breeza picked. Team Breeza right now though, like they have picked up their Skywrath Mage going to be played by New Day New Me. So that is something which I do want to watch.
I am kind of inclined to disagree with you here a bit. No offense, but I guess Signify did have an edge over Buriza. Their lineup is actually strong, and the draft that they did last game, I was talking more about the gameplay aspect where they could have actually. They actually started off a bit weak coming in when the Templar actually had a last hit advantage over them, but that beautiful rotation from Sladar actually clutched them the game.
Yeah, so that just shows how inexperienced I am as of now to think that they had that advantage. They did not have that advantage. But that setting all of that aside, I am more impressed by the fact that they had played that really minus armor dependent draft, and they made it happen, because that is what I used to do. Because that is what I used to do when I had to win a ranked game. Like, I just used to go for a minus armor draft with my friends, because that usually seemed to work out.
That could be a potential solution. Always coming back to the draft then. So we have Signify. They have gone for a Kling's ban, which is quite surprising actually. The Klings could have picked up an Orchid and is a direct counter to Puck, as well as an Ursa. A ranged carry is always a direct counter to Ursa. They have gone for a Phoenix, which is kind of a steep pick, I would say. But then again, Signify very well know what they are doing. On the other hand, Buriza has again gone for a Templar Assassin.
I guess
And
that
a Kunkka.
is.
They have almost.
I think that the Skywrath Mage and the Templar Assassin seem to be really. I don't know how to make this sound without looking at like a joke. I guess they are their signature heroes, and whatever Phoenix pick, the thing about Phoenix's pick is that is going to counter Templar Assassin's refraction a lot, and also you know that Phoenix's laser deals percentage based damage versus other heroes. So heroes who are supposed to be tanky like an Earthshaker or a Kunkka, you know that he is a really tanky hero. His strength scaling is really well, but the percentage based damage from the laser is going to make sure that he is going to drop low. Plus the armlet, which is going to be built by a Kunkka, mostly if he is going to be played in the core position, that is only going to make it worse since the HP loss is going to increase with the laser being used. So as for the bans, we see an Ember Spirit being banned out for Team Breeza and a Vengeful Spirit being banned out for Team Signify. I guess Team Signify are kind of worried about the snowball potential which Team Breeza would have if they picked a Vengeful Spirit.
Yes, that could be a very good prediction, I would say. So at this point, Buriza has gone for a Storm Spirit. This is kind of surprising, considering that Puck could actually counter that directly. And also you
It
have
is
a Shadow
more
Shaman for
confusing
lockdown, so there's two here.
that they have Templar Assassin and a Storm Spirit in the same team. Like, that is not something you would expect. Like, I don't know who is going to go to the safe lane as of now. Is it going to be the Storm Spirit or is it going to be the Templar Assassin?
So it would be really foolish to lane a Storm Spirit against a Puck mid, so I'm guessing the Templar Assassin would be mid against the Puck. Really easy to counter all those nukes coming in from Puck with the refraction. And I'm guessing it's a safe lane Storm Spirit, and you have a Skywrath and a Kunkka supporting him, and then you could have an offlane Earthshaker, but all of that seems a bit shaky to me, because as of now I see three supports: Kunkka, Earthshaker and Skywrath Mage. Or for a change you could have the Templar Assassin offlane. I don't think how they have planned out this one, so we really have to hold our cards here and look what Buriza has in mind for this.
So with that, game 2 is going to begin. If Team Breeza manage to win this game, they are going to go to a game 3. If Signify do manage to win their game, they are going to be the second finalist for tomorrow's grand finale. So let's hold our horses and we are going right into the game.
So So they have already started out smoked themselves, and both of the teams are actually smoked fairly early into the game. It just started out. And let's look at how they are dispersing into the lane so we could actually predict the lineup for Team Buriza. So Storm Spirit is going to go safe lane with the Kunkka over here, so there's no wonder Kunkka is going to be a support Kunkka with the Templar Assassin mid. That's a very wise choice to make with an Earthshaker Skywrath off lane. Pretty interesting considering both of them don't have a teleportation scroll, so it's a dual lane setup, so it's 2-1-2. Well, there's some friendly banter being exchanged, so
I guess they do not have any bad blood between them, Team Buriza and Signify. They are pretty friendly as of now. I guess only the animosity is only going to show inside of the game. So what do you think about the Underlord pick though, Zach7? That is not a pick which we see a lot in pro games.
It could mean a lot of things. For one, it could mean excellent initiations coming in with the Dark Rift. I'm guessing coupled with that Puck and Ursa, you could pretty well go for a global gank build. And other than that, it could mean a very good escape potential, especially from heroes that lack lockdown. I'm guessing other than Kunkka and the Earthshaker, you don't really have a very solid lockdown. So the Storm Spirit, who is going to be very volatile, is going to get easily crushed if not paid attention to. You could have the Shadow Shaman sneak up on you and Storm Spirit is all game.
So the thing about playing a Storm Spirit is he is really dependent on the Ball Lightning, and I don't think that he will be able to get that soon as he would in the mid lane, since he is getting contested for experience by his teammates. It is not a dual lane in the bottom lane, it is going to be a tri-lane. So I don't know how much Focused will be able to get in terms of experience, but we shall see that. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Chance is camping, trying to secure the courier kill. Will he be able to get that?
I guess if the Templar is not actually paying attention to it, he will be able to, but that's a very smart move. The courier is actually hiding in the trees. I'm guessing that the Templar is quite unaware of the Phoenix being present there, so that's not the case. I guess we'll just have to see if the courier goes back the same path it came. Meanwhile, the Puck looking really low at mid, and it could result in an early kill if it results in a mishap, but there's a salve that's popped up. And the Phoenix, meanwhile, still lying in wait for that courier, Sans XP, I'm sorry about that. The Shadow Shaman cleverly pulled, and the Ursa is going to be leaning against this Earthshaker here. So
okay, the courier is going to escape.
Is actually going to miss out.
That timing to move the courier right there, that might as well have saved Team Buriza, that courier.
It was sheer luck, I guess, because at no point of time did Templar Assassin actually spot out the Phoenix. And more than anything, the chances of the Phoenix being present there to snipe the courier are quite grim. So it's just gonna secure that bounty rune at the 2-minute mark and return to its. There's an Earthshaker who's gonna be in for quite a shock when he finds that the bounty rune isn't present there anymore. But don't you just hate it when you go for a bounty rune and it's not there?
Obviously, and Earthshaker is a really adorable hero, and when you see him just go aww, it is kind of sad. Like, an Earthshaker in this lane will not be able to get any kinds of farm. He would have to rely on the bounty rune and the creeps in the Radiant jungle, in the Radiant top jungle to get his farm, and the bounty rune being stolen is a really sad thing. So yeah, there's that. Meanwhile, in the mid lane,
so there's just your last hit business going on. Coming back to the Earthshaker, I was really wondering if there is any hero that you don't actually like.
It is DOTA. Okay, you know what? If you want me to talk about heroes who I do not like, I don't like invokers.
Okay.
It's like I know how to play invoker. I play a lot of invoker. I have about 500 games, but that doesn't mean I hate playing against an invoker. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the Pit Lord. And he is going to go down.
First blood right there.
Yeah, that was not first blood. That was going to be shared between three heroes.
Yes, but okay. I was talking with the foot. So there's the Phoenix. He's actually harassing the Templar out of the lane, and the Templar is not gonna actually pay much attention to it. So kind of let off coolly. And Phoenix is gonna find himself intimidated by that ignorance that Templar put out. Advances of him, and now the puck is gonna get a bit aggressive. The Phoenix was looking to come at, but the Skywrath sensed it and teleported. With that, the Phoenix was sent back.
Yeah, and this time again, no chance on the Phoenix getting that bounty rune again, denying it for the Earthshaker. The Earthshaker is going to get spotted out by the Shadow Shaman. Maybe they can go for a kill.
Templar was dangerously low for as compared to laning against a puck, but since she got her bottle, I don't have any kind of doubt against that, because when laning against a puck, a Templar will always win. There's no doubts about that, since the only damage that puck puts in is through bursts of spells, which Templar can easily. Meanwhile, there's another kill in the bottom lane that we missed out on. The Underlord is gonna extend and gonna wipe it out again. Meanwhile, at top, the Earthshaker is gonna stun the Shaman and the Ursa, but it's gonna get caught out in the Sunray. The last hit going to no chance here on the Phoenix, so he was caught out as well. So that's 2 for 1. They get a return kill up top.
So there are two ways you can play a Phoenix. Either you max out your Fire Spirits or you go for the Sunray, because versus melee heroes it is better to go for a Sunray, better to go for Fire Spirits, sorry, since it slows down your attack speed by a lot, hindering them to get their last hits themselves. But it seems as though the Phoenix has gone for the Sunray build this time, since that is going to make sure that the tanky heroes from the side of Team Buriza are not going to be as tanky when he uses. We do see the Phoenix is going to get caught out a little bit, but he will be safe.
They were planning to go out on that Phoenix. Exactly. Top lane though, we are looking at Ursa farming happily, while bottom lane isn't. Oh, meanwhile the Earthshaker is invisible here. There's a silence coming on that puck, and he's gonna get wiped out fairly easily.
Okay.
It was a pretty good gang coming in.
So the Templar Assassin is getting back into the game, and meanwhile in the bottom lane
we have the Storm Spirit teleporting out of danger. Not the Storm, I'm sorry, the Kunkka. We have the Phoenix rotating out there to help Underlord. There's some random formations coming in from Templar Assassin. There's that. Now you have a complete rotation coming in from the Templar Assassin. No chance is going to get caught out here. The Storm Spirit looking fairly low, but going to move out just in case. The Skywrath Mage here to nuke down the Underlord. The Phoenix is going to teleport out. The Underlord is going to fall once again. That's 0-3 on the scoreboard over there. And the Earthshaker meanwhile top is going to fall as well to the Ursa. So Ursa is getting considerably fat here, has a phase boots and 670 gold to spare at the 7-minute mark.
So he is going to complete his magic stick before that blink dagger, building up a little bit of utility so he will be able to survive in the lane if he gets caught out. And you see the Storm Spirit, he is still level 5. This is what I was talking about, since being in the safe lane is going to hinder you from getting a lot of experience. And laning against an Underlord is not a really easy thing, since the Firestorm is also something which deals percentage based damage combined with the Phoenix. Okay, that was not something which I actually thought about in the beginning of the game. So Team Signify are going with a really cheese strat. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the Earthshaker is going to go down, but the Skywrath Mage is going to make sure to salvage the situation by getting a kill on the Ursa herself.
There's a Dream Coil coming bottom, and he's gonna snap it in a beautiful way, not gonna get stunned at all, and Puck is gonna need to put another illusory off, just needs to time it right, and he's gonna get that kill there. So that was a beautiful play from the Storm Spirit, actually snapped that coil right away from that with that beautiful static ball lightning.
Yep, there is that. Storm Spirit, if he had more levels, he could have stood and fought against the Puck, but he did not have that level since he did lane in the safe lane. So we see the Templar Assassin farming up the Radiant Ancient, maybe trying to get a few stacks going on. A Templar Assassin's farm is mostly dependent on the stacks, much like a Sven or a Luna. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the Earthshaker goes down again to the Ursa. That is a really sad Earthshaker.
I'm really feeling sorry for this guy right now because 0-4 and top lane doesn't seem very cheerful. But at this point, I would say he has a boots, and that's all that matters. At least up to the 10-minute mark, you get a few good rotations in, and there you go. There you have it. So I'm not really astonished about the Earthshaker getting picked off that much. It's not meant to be an offlane Earthshaker. They are just trying to make that Storm Spirit a bit fat by winning that lane, and they have zoned out that Underlord completely to the point that he's actually jungling pure.
So the Underlord is looking kind of grim, but he does not look as bad as the Earthshaker. That the Earthshaker does not have a lot of items. He needs to complete his arcane boots, and talking about the Earthshaker, they go for a smoke rotation onto the top lane. The Skywrath Mage does not have his level 6 yet, and I do not see the point of the rotation unless someone else TPs to the top lane. So the smoke rotation coming in.
They could. Now that they have actually expelled that smoke there. They found it difficult. Tier 1 in grave danger, however, seemingly very low. Another push will obviously see the demise of this tower here, unless they do something about it. There's 3 people grouping up. You have the Ursa, who's gonna help the Underlord take out the stacks right out there. So that's gonna mean quick farm for the entire team. Quick farm as well as an experience. That's what the Underlord needed the most right out there. Meanwhile, Shadow Shaman content with what the support can make the most out of it. Gonna get content with that.
It seems as though the ones who should be making the stacks are not making the stacks. The Templar Assassin does not have any of the Ancients being stacked for her. That is kind of not a really good play coming in, but then again, you can be scared of the Underlord taking those stacks since the Firestorm is a really scary spell, and since the Ancients do not take as much, like they do not have as much magic resistance as they used to have before. Maybe they factored that in.
There's an invisible Storm Spirit that isn't in the best interest of the puck, and oh, that's a beautiful escape. The Skywrath isn't going to be able to silence that puck in time, and he's gonna. So, well, that was a beautiful gang that was avoided by puck. There's a ward coming up from Dire. They're going to take the tier 1 as well as gain a little bit of map control right on this part of the area. So they're going to retreat happily. All that power that Buriza actually put in taking out that puck, invested by Signify and pushing out the top tier 1.
And they did not take out the puck. That was the point. Like they wanted to go for the puck, but they could not. The puck making sure that the exchange not going to tip in the favor of Team Buriza. And Team Signify looking really strong. Osama bin Laden on his Underlord looking really strong, having completed his arcane boots, will be able to spam out the Firestorm, and look at that, he is able to push out the bottom lane. Maybe he might get caught out by the Storm Spirit, but it does not seem like he is least bit bothered by that.
There's a Skywrath, he's gonna silence him. Meanwhile, the Storm Spirit is gonna zip right in, and he's gonna take care of that Phoenix before he's about to phase out. The Ursa meanwhile comes in with that Blink Dagger looking really strong. Takes out the Skywrath in a return kill. That wood is gonna hit 2 people. The Kunkka is looking to teleport out, not really gonna make it. The Ursa is gonna sum up that one. I'm guessing the Shaman got that kill actually with that Ether Shock. They're gonna actually take out the tier as well, and Signify looking really strong with 2 towers down Buriza, while all 3 towers are intact for Team Signify.
And we see the rotation coming onto the mid lane. The Underlord using his ultimate to TP out the puck to the mid lane. That is a free TP. TPs are really... Teleportation is a really convenient part of Dota, which makes sure that people will be able to get to where they are. Meanwhile, the Skywrath Mage is going to pop to the Shadow Shaman, using his wards and shackling him down.
That was a beautiful play from the Shadow Shaman. The Ursa is actually skimpering around with very less health, and he's gonna... And to quote, you make short work of the Templar Assassin here. The Sunray gonna keep him alive. So that was very well played from Team Signify. They've got 2 kills for the loss of none. 2 more actually to the chart.
So the scores are 6 and 10, favoring Team Signify. The Ursa and the Underlord working really well. The Phoenix though, the Phoenix is probably, in my opinion, the one who's making all of it work for Team Signify, with the Sunray healing them up, making sure that they're not going to drop down soon.
And that's a beautiful ulti setup by the Skywrath Mage that both hit with 2 of them. And now this absolute carnage on the battlefield. The Skywrath is actually absolutely nuking down. The Shadow Shaman here gets that 4k dominating streak to the Templar Assassin. The Phoenix is going to turn into a supernova. At the meantime, Buck is going to get silenced and X-Mark back into a torrent. The Templar Assassin is really stunned here. They should really retreat right now. It's 3 versus 2, not a very good fight for them. And both the teams have actually retreated back. That was a very fast fight and a lot of skills fair cast. So I'm just going to summarize what happened. As soon as they started pressuring tier 2, there was a beautiful torrent as well as the Skywrath ulti coming in. The Mystic Flare. And then that summed up things for teams.
So it seems as though the cheese strat is not only going to be tied up for Team Signify, even Team Breeze are going for the Kunkka plus the Skywrath Mage looking really strong right there. And we are going to see the Kunkka is probably going to get caught out by the Puck and the Phoenix. The Phoenix is Sundray making really short work of the tanky Kunkka, and the wards are going to get dewarded. And Roshan
again, Signify picking off kills. Oh, this is Storm Spirit is there. Could we see a steal? No, the Ursa is going to take that one, and the Storm Spirit is indeed going to fall. The instant blink out by Ursa. He wants more. He's not satisfied. The Grizzly wants the Salmon. And the Storm Spirit. Oh, it's a beautiful coil. Skywrath Mage cannot actually teleport out. The Mystic Flare not going to do much at all. That's 2 for nil now. And there's nothing, absolutely nothing to stop Signify right now. Meanwhile, the Templar and the Earthshaker going for that kill on that Underlord. Kunkka actually X-marks him back. Is it going to be enough? He's going to torrent him, and now he's going to get caught out with beautiful slows coming in from the Templar Assassin. The Earthshaker stunning him all the way. The Underlord is looking really critically low. Another X-mark coming up on that Phoenix here. Will we see a torrent to follow it up? Unfortunately not. There we have the Kunkka actually chasing him. This time he won't fail to get a torrent and a boat as well. Let's make sure the puck isn't caught there. The shark boat going to hit Phoenix right in the face. Bam, you go. And the puck is actually going to come back. High ground. Templar spots him out, and Puck is in real trouble here. He's going to phase out an illusory orb out of there. Oh my god. Almost. He's going to die though. The Ursa is getting slowed now. He has an Aegis though. The Sunray is going to keep him alive. That ultimate coming in. That Enrage is going to make sure he stays alive for a bit there. The Aegis is getting popped. 3 people surrounding Ursa completely now. No way for him to escape. The Underlord coming in with that teleportation right out there, and right now the Storm Spirit is going to get shackled and punched out by the Ursa. He's going to blink in, going in on the Kunkka, locking on him now, not afraid to dive tier 3 there. There's a stun coming in from the Earthshaker just to hold him up enough for a bit. And right now Ursa is the one running, while Earthshaker, Templar, Skywrath, Kunkka, all of the team Burries are chasing him. X marks the spot just in time. Melt Strike coming in, Torrent on that Ursa, Mystic Flare, beautiful Echo Slam, summing it all up. Underlord gonna fall once again. There's a shackle from the Shaman, he's not gonna survive as well. That is 3 for 1 for Team Signify, and Team Signify is gonna get wiped off right off here. That was a huge fight.
That was something which I'm so glad that I'm not doing the play-by-play casting, because there was so many things going on. I'm pretty sure that I would have messed up. I'm so glad that Zach7 is here doing my job for me. And we see the Underlord, even though he did TP in and get a bunch of kills, that was exactly not a 3-4-0, since Team Buriza, that fight had been going for so long that the heroes had respawned and went for round 2. The Skywrath Mage.
What do you make of the current scenario? What do you make of the current scenario for both the teams?
Even though the heroes from the side of Team Signify died considerably in that fight, we saw that the Underlord was getting picked up in the mid lane, and a bunch of other kills like the Phoenix was getting picked up near the top rune. But they managed to get that tier 2. All of that was a distraction for the Shadow Shaman and the Ursa to get that kill onto the tower. And that is exactly what they're going for. They're going for objective gaming. We see them rotating onto the bottom lane, blinking in, trying to get a few hits onto the tower, getting it low. Meanwhile, The Underlord is going to get caught out. Exactly as I said, the Underlord is serving to be a distraction. Meanwhile, the heroes from Team Signify are going to go for the objective. The tier 1 is also going to get low, but the glyph is going to get used and the dire tier 1 is going to live for a few seconds longer. But the tier 2 for Team Buriza will not suffer the same fate. It is going to go down. And we see a smoke coming out.
They really want to end this right now, Signify. And Stormswing is looking in trouble with that. He zips out just in case. Ursa popping everything out there. And you get a condescending well played coming in from the puck. He's not really happy with the way this gang has turned out. They could have actually taken out Storm Spirit and went on to take the racks. So, don't you think that was a very condescending well played coming out from
That was, but it is kind of Crowley's fault because he decided to use the Dream Coil instead of blinking in and using Waning Rift. If he had used the Waning Rift, I do not think the Storm Spirit would have survived, but him deciding to use the Dream Coil first spooked out the Storm Spirit and made him zip out. And you know that zipping out of a Dream Coil will make sure he is not going to get stunned. And meanwhile, the Underlord drops in the top lane. Storm Spirit picking up that kill.
Osama not really on the top of his game today because he's been caught out a lot of times and there hasn't been rotation to save him enough. I guess he's the GOAT for today. He's the one who's gonna get sacrificed all the time.
And that is not a bad thing because Team Signify, even though they seem to be feeding off the Underlord does not seem to be that bad of a position. He has completed a mech and will probably be completing a Guardian's Grease sometime soon. And the distraction in the top lane did spend out the TPs from the Storm Spirit, so the Storm Spirit will not be able to TP to the mid lane, and the mid lane's tier 2 is probably going to go down. And you see that.
Oh my god, that Underlord.
And you see that the Underlord, even though he died, he is coming back into the fight using his ultimate. The distraction served well and the objective was taken.
He just waltzed in. He just teleported right in their face and he's walking back.
Underlord is a really manly hero.
Mighty gutsy, I would say. I would say the player is manly more than the hero.
Osama bin Laden.
That was a really gutsy teleportation. You can never give enough credit, right?
Yeah. Compared to the Osama bin Laden we know,
he has a mech though.
The Osama bin Laden we know is known to be hiding in places. He used to be hiding in places. Right now he's dead. But the Osama bin Laden we see in this game is not going to be taking after the one we know. He is going to be the manliest of man. He is going to TP in. He is going to waltz right into a team fight, right into the jaws of death, and going to make sure that he is going to get out of that. We see a smoke rotation coming in from Team Buriza. They want to go to the bottom lane, try to get a pick off on anyone who they spot out. The Shadow Shaman is going to break the smoke from the Earthshaker.
Meanwhile, the puck comes in with the silence. He's just gonna phase out an illusory orb out of there. Meanwhile, the Phoenix is really in trouble. Has he been spotted out though? If the Phoenix gets spotted out, that's gonna mean instant death. Because there's 5 Team Buriza members really mad who are gonna chow down on you if they find you out of place.
But the thing is, if this Phoenix is not going to get caught out, he will have the chance to backstab them from behind, since all 5 of Team Buriza's heroes are in the bottom lane. If Team Signify want to commit for a team fight right here, and the Phoenix comes in with the egg, he will be able to do a lot.
The Phoenix is dangerously close. The Phoenix is dangerously close here, and there you go, the Storm Spirit zips right in, and that's a beautiful sounding trap, as well as the boat coming in. That's not gonna hit anyone. The Ursa casting the ultimate, is silenced all the way. The Dream Coil hitting the Kurka and the Earthshaker. Meanwhile, the flight is split up in 2 places. There's the Sunray coming in. Oh, that's an Echo Slam, not gonna really do much. There's a 2-man torrent, the Sunray keeping them alive. Kunka is gonna be teleporting back out. Storm Spirit is gonna be teleporting back out, and the Templar is gonna back off. That's 2 for 2, and both of the supports were lost. I guess the Underlord was the offlane, so it was offlane Earthshaker versus offlane Underlord versus offlane support Skywrath and support Shadow Shaman. and there wasn't enough of the fight that I could actually cover because spells were thrown helter-skelter here and there, and I tried to, cover maximum part of it.
So
Sorry
we
if I
did
missed out on
we did see the Phoenix. The Phoenix did the right thing by hiding out, since they didn't know that the smoke rotation did come out from Team Buriza. So he knew that they will be transitioning that into a tier 1 push. He held out inside of the tree line. He waited until the heroes were deep enough, and he went inside and he used the egg, dealing a considerable amount of damage. Not enough damage, but he did do enough, and the Sunray on top of that made sure that his heroes, the one who did survive, will be staying alive with the Sunray's heals. So we see a smoke coming out from Team Signify. Maybe they want to go for a kill. The Roche is going to get scouted out, but Roshan has not spawned. And we see the Ursa trying to go in, uses the Enrage. No. He's going to spot out the Storm Spirit. The Storm Spirit is going to get silenced, and the Dream Coil is going to make short work.
He's actually gonna fall. That was quite quick. The Templar now re-engaging the enemy. There's no Storm Spirit. The BKB has been popped, and Ursa versus Templar right here. The BKB is not gonna do anything to hamper the efforts of Ursa right there. That's a 2-man torrent that's actually gonna slow them. X marks the spot. Storm Spirit comes right in, zips in, zips out. The Underlord getting silenced and falling really low here. So there's just one kill, and even that ended up in the Storm Spirit coming right back into the... Was that a buyback, or did he just respawn fairly?
He had a
quickly?
Bloodstone
Charges
to
he had
get
accumulated.
back. And we see that that is going to transition into a Roche probably, but the Templar Assassin Psionic Traps is going to scout out the intentions of Team Signify wanting to go for Roshan. A sentry has not been placed anywhere near the Roche pit, so they will not know the Psionic Traps presence there. So the only way that Team Signify will be able to go for Roche is if they go right after a team fight or a team wipe.
And at this point of time, I'm inclined to agree with you. So let's just see how they play out, because I'm really at a loss of words to actually look out for strategies played by both of the teams. I guess for Signify it would be to finally get a successful push, and there's a teleportation coming in from the Underlord. He's gonna teleport bottom lane all alone, and friendly banter coming in from the Skywrath mage. So there's that. You have a Guardian Greaves on the Underlord that's gonna make him tanky enough to survive more of those YOLO teleportations.
So that is the
as for the
intention
rest of-
which Underlord wants to do. If he goes to push to the bottom lane, the heroes from Team Buriza will be forced to go for a kill onto the Underlord. And you see that the Underlord did not commit for that. Maybe he wants to be present for the team fight, which might happen near Roshan. The Roche is getting kind of low. They did commit the Serpent Wards. Maybe they committed the Serpent Wards.
Oh, there's gonna be a fire.
And a puck. And the puck is going to get a pause onto the game. Well, it does seem like they know that Roche is getting attempted by Team Signify.
I think yes, they do, and they are all gonna walk in. The only one, Storm Spirit, is like really behind on the gank. He's like, wait up for me. And right now, as soon as the pause is over, I'm going to start rapping out words at the speed of 1000 words per minute, because it's gonna be so fast. Oh, that Yules is gonna come up on the Templar. They both know each other, they are contesting it, and the Templar Assassin goes right in, pops a BKB. That Aegis is gonna be snatched by the Ursa, but the Roshan falls. There's a boat gonna come in, not gonna do much. The Storm Spirit falls down. Meanwhile, the Ursa is gonna kill the chicken, the Templar Assassin. There's a Shackle coming by. That's 2-0 right out there for Team Signify. They lost the Roshan gold, they got the Aegis, they also got 2 kills, and now they're gonna go straight mid. Ursa not wasting even a sliver of time to actually go and take out mid racks. The Underlord looking really strong here. 18 seconds for the Greaves to come in. Puck, full health, almost full mana. Won't take a lot of time. And could this be the end for Team Buriza? What do you think?
I do not think that this is anywhere close to being the end. Like, I liked how the Shadow Shaman committed the Serpent Swords inside of the Roche pit, because he knew that the heroes from the side of Team Buriza would come to contest that. and he dropped the wards right there to make sure that even if they did jump in, they're not going to get out of that situation unscathed. We see a torrent coming onto the Ursa and the Underlord. The glyph being used by the side of Team Buriza is not going to be a really optimal glyph, and Team Signify are going to retreat, farming out the Radiant jungle, making sure that Team Buriza will not be able to farm that. They're probably going to rotate onto the bottom lane, get a push going on there. The Puck, with the cooldowns being reset, he is looking to go for a fight. So the Storm Spirit build...
They are very...
The Storm Spirit built a Yule Scepter, so if he did get silenced by the Puck, he will be able to use himself. So a really good item choice by the Storm Spirit. Maybe a BKB would have done more, but you do see that the Storm Spirit did snatch the cheese in that fight, so he will have that for the next fight.
I would say that they are actually at a potent advantage. You also have Aegis, so it's cheese versus Aegis. Let's see what works out more. But for the Storm Spirit, you just need a shaman to take care of that, and you won't even have time to pop the cheese. There's no buyback, however, mind you, on that Storm Spirit. So if he's gonna get caught out, that might as well be the end of the game for Team Buriza. So Ursa is not really, there's the Serpent, and they want to commit, and the PKB popped in on the Earth Shaker, not able to do anything out there. The Templar Assassin gonna get silenced. The Underlord catching two of the heroes actually, and right now they're just decimating the middle lane, and the Underlord is gonna get targeted here. Mystic Flare and Storm Spirit completely taking care of it. The Ursa looking really low, the Templar Assassin pounding on him. The Puck gonna phase out an illusory orb out of it. That's a beautiful supernova, not gonna hit anyone. Actually, that's a defensive one, I would say, and they are well clear of the range of that stun landing anywhere close. Skywrath looking low on mana. Storm Spirit gonna commit in again. Puck gonna phase out, and he's gonna get silenced. He's looking really low, but it's not gonna do much. Right now, the Serpent wards chowing down on melee barracks, and they might as well lose it, and they do. So here you go, they have lost the melee barracks to this push coming up from Signify, and you look at the Storm Spirit is gonna catch the Phoenix out of position here. That was a very brave zip in, don't you agree?
Well, I do not think that the Phoenix died. Like, I don't think it's an accident that the Phoenix died, because Team Signify fed out the Phoenix so they can escape themselves. If they had all retreated at the same pace, then I think the Storm Spirit would have caught on to all of them, and it would have turned into a much bloodier fight. So they decided to, I guess they decided to sacrifice the Phoenix intentionally, so as to make sure that the rest of the team will be able to retreat.
I would agree to that.
And we see a push ensuing onto the mid lane. The Templar Assassin, having completed her Desolator, has an Orchid, so things are looking kind of shaky for the side of Team Signify, even though they do have 7k net worth lead over the side of Team Buriza. They are looking kind of scary since the Orchid completion on the Templar Assassin is underway. That is going to be a Bloodthorn soon enough. She is about 1,000 gold away from that. Maybe she will save up for buyback, maybe she won't. We never know that.
I would agree to that as well. And meanwhile, Ursa is gonna be. Ursa has a Skull Basher, has a BKB, Vlad's Blink, works. You just need an Abyssal now. He's gonna go for a Desolator actually. That Abyssal could have helped in chowing down on that Templar Assassin all by himself. So she's been quite the nuisance right out here. You know, two-shotting supports. Shaman really needs to stay alive for that. He doesn't really have a Ghost Scepter at this point, which would really save him from Templar and Storm. However, the Mystic Flare would actually vaporize him if he pops that Ghost Scepter and that. So the Aether Lens is going to suffice, casting his spells from a long distance. They're going to put another Serpent to our mid lane, and there you go, the Ursa is gonna blink right in. The Storm Spirit not missing an ounce of per minute. No, that's a beautiful Echo Slam. Puck is actually gonna phase out. That board is not actually gonna hit anyone. The Storm Spirit going in once again. The Underlord is taking his team and teleporting out of the fight completely. Oh, there's one that's X marks the spot, and the Phoenix is gonna get caught out here. Has a Supernova, gonna cast that. Not actually gonna survive that as Templar and Storm Spirit chow him down. So that's 2 for none. For that push, they took that tower, third tier 3. Was that a good trade?
I think that is a really good trade, since having a Underlord into your team means that you will be able to go for free pushes. And even though the Kunkka is kind of a direct counter for a Pitlord's ultimate, I do not think that Team Signify lost anything significant. They only lost their Ursa and their Phoenix. Even though the Ursa is their carry, I do not think that with the amount of items that he has as of now, will be able to be considered anything as significant. He is not equal to like the Templar Assassin. She is leading the net worth charts with 20,000 gold, and the Ursa is only second with 15,000 gold. So it's a 5k net worth difference between the carries of each team. That just shows how much Team Signify can spend on sacrificing the Ursa.
And there's quite a lot of heavy pinging coming in, so they're gonna all go mid once again. There's 5-man Signify converging in onto tier 3 of mid lane, and Buriza has grouped up against all of them. The Storm Spirit really refilling his mana to zip right into the behind enemy lines. So this time the Shaman is standing way back. He knows what awaits him if he gets caught out with that Storm Spirit. This is Smoke is gonna come in actually, and I don't really know why they popped that one, because I'm guessing they could have predicted a defensive ward from Buriza right out here. It's quite a lot of heavy pinging. There looks like instant initiation. The Templar is gonna get caught. The Puck is not gonna waste a second to go in once again. There's the Serpent Wards to take out, and the so aggressive Supernova. The Templar is targeting it vehemently. You have that Storm Spirit just zipping in and out. Oh, it's just gonna pop with the last hit, and that Ursa is picking up a big Grizzly Bear. He's just chowing down on the enemies. There's a cheese pop by the Storm Spirit. Beautiful 3-man Echo Slam. Storm Spirit gonna zip right back in. That Shackle on the Earthshaker, preventing him from doing any further damage. Teleportation from the Abaddon is gonna take the entire... Oh, is that going to get cancelled? Actually, they're winning the fight. He cancelled that one. A triple kill for Ursa. Everyone is wiped out. Storm Spirit, Earthshaker, both back now. There's a triple buyback. Skywrath has all of them are bought back. But at this point, I guess the damage has been done. The Shadow Shaman is going to die as collateral damage. The Puck over here, is he going to get caught? Oh, that Torrent was almost going to hit him. He just picks out just in the nick of time. So all in all, 3 buybacks, lost the racks, lost the range racks, lost the melee racks, and 4 kills for Team Signify. Not the best position you want to be. Buriza needs to really get back into the game. What do you think of this fight, Old Bear?
This fight was something of a treat to my eyes. The Underlord, I do not think that the Underlord should have cancelled his Dark Rift. He should have held that on, and he would have TP'd back a significant amount of heroes back to the base if he held that on, but I don't know for what reason he decided to cancel that. Maybe he saw an opportunity to get more kills, but that did result in a really dearly losing a bunch of his friends. He does have a Gem of True Sight and is going to go for a dewarding spree.
Dewarding spree, I like that one.
Dewarding spree. That is what a Night Stalker does, and the Underlord is also going to do that.
The Underlord is really a gutsy, I think a very gutsy player is playing the Underlord, don't you think?
It's not the player, man, it's the hero. It's the hero. I say the hero is a really manly hero. He goes in, he TPs in, he goes into the jaws of death. He's going to put down the Firestorm. He's going to put down the lockdown, the root, and he reduces the amount of stat damage that the heroes deal. And yeah, he also has the Crimson Guard to work with, and we do not give the Underlord enough credit for the amount of items that he has built. Like, he is really tanky, he has a lot of armor, and the Guardian's Greaves is going to make sure that the survivability of his team is going to be really good. Roche is also going to get attempted. There's probably going to get this without any real contest. Maybe not. I think I'm wrong. A smoke coming out from Team Buriza. The Templar Assassin is going to go for a Psionic Trap, maybe. Maybe not. The Earthshaker with the Echo Slam. The Echo Slam is not going to connect.
Not gonna hurt anyone. And with that, the Torrent comes right in. The Underlord, there's a board gonna hit the Underlord just there. The Puck is gonna be out of the fight. Let's see who picks up the Aegis. The Radiant gets that one. The Templar is actually gonna take the Aegis and Signify. is actually winning the fight. Only the Kunkka is alive, and so is the Templar now after picking up the Aegis, and he's gonna fall. So is... Oh, the Kunkka is gonna survive. I don't really know what happened. Could you pick that up?
So
I
the
didn't
Earthshaker
pick up
went
what
in.
actually happened.
Okay, the Earthshaker went in. He thought that people would be kind of grouped up. He went for the Echo Slam, but the Ursa, knowing better, he was the only one who got caught out. He immediately popped the BKB and went for a return kill. The Templar Assassin blinked in. She thought that she might be able to get that Aegis, and she went in and focused on that. But he was going to get killed by the Phoenix, because the Phoenix's Sunray was going to make sure that his team was not going to get bursted down by the Templar Assassin. And as I give the synopsis of that fight, GG, well played, has been called by Team Buriza, and Signify will be able to qualify for the grand finale, which is going to be held tomorrow evening. So tune in for that, and this was a really amazing game. Don't you think so, Zach7?
I would agree. It was a real treat to watch, to see two of the best teams in India to battle it out. So, to summarize, I would say that 2-0 is the score, and Signify is heading to the grand finale against Go Figure Red. And it is an unfortunate end for Team Buriza at Asus Road.
And with that, we are going to end the stream here, people. Tune in tomorrow evening at 5 PM for the grand finale between Team Signify and Go Figure Red. So this is me, Old Bear, also known as Siddharth Prashant, signing off, and we have Zach7, who is also going to go away. Say bye-bye, my friend. Hello? I think he left. Okay, with that, we are going to end the stream. GG, well played, sayonara, stay alive, and good night.